Hi everyone, how are you all? I hope you're all well. Hi Heaven, how you doing? Welcome in. How's your day been? Hope you've had a good one. Yeah, everything okay? Hello John, how you doing? Welcome in here. How's your day been? Hope you had a good one. We're doing some exercise and stuff. But yeah, I'll try not to go too hard with it all really. But yeah, I went a bit hard yesterday with it because I think that's why I was a bit negative on the live actually. Hello, Covert Investigations. How you doing? Hope you're all well tonight, everybody. Subscribe and follow if you're new here. That would be really appreciated. Hit that like button as well, everybody. It will tap your screens. So yeah, that probably made me a bit negative and kind of. That's what I noticed. If I go really, really hard with a workout, then afterwards I just all my thoughts can be a bit negative. Hello, Lana. How you doing? I hope you're well. But when I'm a bit more kind of, yeah. Hello, Squirrel. Landmark. Really, what's that? What's that big night? What are you talking about? Colbert says hi. Slots on the agenda. Not much at the moment. Mani Gandhi, how's it going? Hope you're well. Welcome in if you're new here. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you. So yeah. So what's on the agenda? Not much. Just kind of see what happens, I guess. Really. Morning. It's 6:05 in the evening. Oh yeah, it's 12:05 here, I think. Yeah. Hi Shaky, good to see you. No, Django. Okay. I have to get rid of some of this nonsense. Here we go. I can see why some people don't want to bother going live because they just can't be bothered with all the nonsense, but it's just part of it all, really, isn't it? I'm just getting rid of all the spam, so yeah. I was watching, just kind of popped into one's live earlier and it just got really fed up with all the nonsense comments and stuff. Hello, Killer 020318. How you doing? Yeah, I know it just gets a bit draining, doesn't it, Shaky? But it is what it is. Hello, Stacey Dawn. How you doing? Oh, really? Really, Robert? I'm okay, thank you, Stacey. How are you? Hope all is well. Welcome to my live, everybody. Hello, JP. Oh, really? Welcome, everybody. Nice to meet you all. So yeah, just thought I'd come on live again for a bit, see what we're getting here, really. But okay, well, you don't care, but it's just whatever. Just if you've got nothing good to say, then yeah. I'm not too good at the moment, to be honest. Oh, sorry to hear about that. Why is that then? I hope you feel better soon. Lemar, how's it going? I don't know what that is. Sorry, I don't know. Don't know what you mean. Renato Santos says, Jamie, will you... What's that? Here we go again. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Stacey. Yeah, it must be tough. Yeah, my grandmother passed away a few years ago. That was not good, is it? Hello, Liesel. How you doing? Hope you're well. Sarai, how you doing? Yeah, it's night here in the UK right now. Thank you for the likes, everybody. What's the live about? We just talk about different things and stuff. Hello, Christopher. How you doing? Oh, Julie. Okay, nice to meet you, Julie. I'm on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. No, not insomnia. I just go to bed late. I've been going to bed quite late lately, so I still try and get enough sleep and stuff, but yeah. Hello, Simone. Why? Yeah, I just tend to stay up later whenever I feel like, but usually sometimes it's after like 2 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I've had it up to like 3 or so. But yeah, that's just how I go sometimes. But anyway, what's going? Swipe left. There we go. Anyway. Yeah. What's an actual good cuisine? Well, that's subjective, isn't it? Everyone's got their own opinions on that. Question, what is time without synchronization? Good question. Yeah. Anyway, the Celt 1994, what's that? I mean, what are you talking about? Just go away. Whatever. What's that? Anxiety around sleeping, not wanting to say goodbye to the day. No. I've just been staying up like live streaming and stuff. I got a bit caught up in live streaming late at night and then just kind of not knowing when to stop kind of thing. British Bulldog. Tarot cards and Ouija boards. I think they're probably like a load of crap, to be honest with you. Like the whole Ouija board thing I've heard a lot of that can be explained due to subconsciously like cheating, if you will. I don't know. It's like there's a lot of like subconscious biases, is what I'm saying. So the subconscious can play tricks on you, is what I'm saying. So what's your question, Adam? What are you saying? I don't see any question, Adam. I don't know. I didn't see any question come up, so I don't know if it's filtered it out or not. But Finlandia, oh really? Is that the loneliest place on Earth? I would have thought it would be, what's it called? Svalbard. I've heard Svalbard is a very quiet place. It's been alright, thank you, Andrea. How's your day been? Hope you've had a good one. Yeah, Svalbard's I've heard it. Oh yeah, Rupert Law, I've heard. Isn't he doing that friggin', I don't know, restore? I just don't have any faith in any politician, to be honest. Hello, Sarai. Can you tell me and the other audience here any lesson from your life? Yeah, we can talk about that. Daz Jones says Rupert Law is mental. I don't know anything about him, to be honest. I don't really pay attention to these things, so I couldn't care less, because I just don't think any of these politicians have any of our best interests at heart. So that's just my opinion. And even if they did, they'd probably just never get through anyway. So yeah. So anyway, that's just how I see it. But yeah. So I don't know, like what we're saying about a lesson in life. So one of the things is about good things come to those who wait. Like patience is a virtue and all that kind of thing. No, you can't witch doctor. I don't do that kind of stuff. I just said that I don't really believe in a lot of that kind of tarot cards and stuff like that. And I feel like if there is any truth to it, that it's probably a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like if people believe in something in the future enough, then they might actually end up making it more likely to happen. Like if, for example, if a tarot card says you're going to break up with somebody, then it's more likely to happen because you have this insecurity around it, which is then going to make it potentially become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I would not be trying to use tarot cards as a way to predict the future, because you can end up cursing yourself with that. Hello, Naman Chuan. How you doing? I just started using tarot cards and I using them, to me, it's not like they tell the future, but they help you think about parts of yourself you could improve. But why would you need that to do that? Why can't you just do it without the cards? Why would you need the cards to help you do that? Is it just the whole thing? People trying to find meaning in things that don't have meaning or something? It's just, I don't know. Thank you for the follow, sorry. Like, people trying to search for meaning in life that, I don't know, like, I don't know what it is, but yeah. Hello, Jim Smith. It's like people searching for, like, meaning through religion or something. So we're talking about absurdism and that there might not be like a true meaning of life or something that can be agreed upon. Hello, Jim Rice, and that this whole search for it is kind of futile or something. Talking for whatever. What's my favourite shoe size? Hello, Winter. How are you? What's that? We're storytelling apes. I mean, I think that, yeah, there was the whole evolution thing, but anyway, there's all the readers on here, and it's all if you resonate with anything. Like, most people know it, John, so they use common things amongst us, then people interpret that what they want from that. Well, yeah, but that's just, so there's no actual value in that then, really, is there? I would say. Hello, Jamie. Oh yeah, Jamie. It's like called Jamie as well, but with the AH at the end or something. I don't know. Like, using tarot cards as a way to kind of derive some kind of meaning. I don't know. I don't know really. I just feel like a lot of it's just kind of, there's a lot of people out there that try and profit off this stuff, and they probably don't even believe in it themselves. A lot of them, personally. Is manipulation bad if you manipulate someone into having fun in a non-damaging way? I guess it comes down to, like, the Socratic method, I would say, and using as a way to get people to question their reality and their whatever, their assumptions on things. Getting people to kind of come to their own conclusions in a non-kind of, sort of aggressive, sort of way, like trying to just, taxing the super wealthy. Yeah, well, we're talking about this with, like, why don't we tax the rich more instead of taxing the poor? Then some people say, oh, well, it's the wealthy people that end up, benefiting the poor or something. But I don't really agree with that, because they just concentrate all the wealth for themselves. It doesn't really trickle down directly to us, does it? Let's face it, So this whole trickle-down economics, like Reaganomics, like, I don't really buy into that. I think it was just sold as a thing that, this is why we should, not tax the rich much or something, because then, yeah, whatever. Hello, the Pug Plug, how you doing? Hello, Selena. What are you saying? I know, it gets ridiculous with, like, people saying certain things and then getting arrested, but, well, just go away then. If you don't like it, just go away, If you've got nothing good to say, then don't say anything. If you think it's boring, move on. That's your opinion. Clearly not everybody has that opinion, so please, okay, whatever. Just go away with the stupid comments. So, we're trying to have a serious conversation and stuff, so just serious comments only. You know what I mean? There's no need for any negative, toxic shit, is there? Yeah, just be respectful, Otherwise, you're just getting, taken out of the live chat. Because the thing is, right? Do unto others as you wish to have done unto yourself. So, yeah. Hello, be more nature. Why what? What are you saying? Why? Why do people just do that? They'll put a why, and then it's like they don't actually explain what they're even on about. Why that other person? What do you mean? I don't know. Hello, Cooper. Please what? Are these people just taking the piss or something? Hello, Ellie, fam. How you doing? Welcome in here. Hope you're well tonight. Don't be a dick, the brother. Well, he didn't actually say that, did he? I'm the coolest here. You're a great guy. You're a very tremendous person. Hello there, Thomas. Thomas the tank engine. Oh, really? Are you drunk, Brev? What's Brev? Do you mean bruv? What's it? Brev? I've never heard Brev before. You're famous for your thoughts. Okay, whatever. Here we go with the stupid comments again. I thought a lot of these people would have just gone by now, but yeah. Anyway. Bruv, but they said brev. Yeah, no, bruv, but not brev. Hello, big henners, thank you for the likes. If you're new here, everybody hit that subscribe button, hit the follow button. That would be really appreciated. Yeah. So there's a lot of serious people only, you know. I ain't got time for any nonsense. No, I'm English, Paul. I'm from England. J'habite l'Angleterre, which is, I live in England in French. So I did French in school. No, I don't sound Scottish, no. Colonizer. A colonizer. It's like someone that's really into colons or something, a colonizer. Hello, Jeelan. I'm doing fine, thank you. How you doing? Welcome in. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the follow button. Hello from Argentina, Julio. How you doing? No, I'm not ginger. No, I've got brown hair. I've not got ginger hair. Maybe the lighting makes it look that, but I do have brown hair, actually. Hello, Nexus. Hope you're well tonight. Are you idiot? Can you even grammar? Are you idiot? I made colonel in the army. Oh god. Well, it's like they pronounce it colonel, like an apricot kernel. Why do they pronounce it colonel? And it's colonel. I don't know. Can anyone answer that? Where the hell did they get colonel from? Where's the R? Where's it? Huh? Kernel? Like a kernel, like an apricot kernel. Hello, Blue Inferno. Yeah, okay, shall we debate about? What do you guys want to debate? Everybody got their own meaning of life. One person can choose one thing and another person can choose another thing. Who's right, who's wrong? Well, none of them are right or wrong. It's subjective, isn't it? Depends on your own experiences and your own neurochemistry, I guess. You know, everyone's got their own. Again, also, you know, that their experiences and their biology will dictate how they live, I think. You're here for what you mean you here for. You're not live stream. I'm just here to talk and interact with people. Oh, London Sellers. Joseph, how you doing? Hartford, Connecticut. Oh yeah. And why do they call it Connecticut? It's Connecticut. So can anyone answer me? Why is it pronounced Connecticut? Connecticut. It's like connect. Icut. Oh, Jefferson. How you doing? Hope you're well. Hit that like button, everybody. Subscribe if you're new and share the live. Yeah. Why is everyone on TikTok anyway? It's dead on there. Yeah. Whatever. Okay, just get rid of Nexus. Just go away, Like, why do they have to keep coming in here and just being stupid, Okay, where are all the real people at tonight, It's just draining. Anyway, this is part of the reason I just kind of got fed up with it. I'm like, okay, this is a joke. Who out turkey poop? What the hell? Like, how old are you guys? 5 or something? I don't know the meaning, but I think not mean to demean and disrespect others. That's what it is, isn't it? Thank you for the likes. At least about, live and let live. They say, isn't it? Hello, Raoul Duke. No, hate's a strong word. Yeah, hate's a strong word. I don't want to hate anybody because it's a heavy emotion, isn't it? Hello, Aussie. Like, even if I don't like somebody, there's no point in hating them because it's a very strong emotion. It's a very strong negative emotion. Like, you can be, kind of unhappy with what someone's done and all that, but like, there's no point in holding hatred and grudges and what have you. Not too bad, thank you. How about you? Yeah. American Dream, hello. How you doing? Thank you for the likes. Yeah, welcome into the live. Hello, Rayhan. Thank you for the follow. What's your name, American Dream? Hello, Dikshika. The Addiction Kitchen, what's that? Hello, OT. Have anyone saw my latest video? I did a video like last night, I think, on YouTube. Check out my long form content, guys. Hello, Isra. How you doing? Try and give them a watch, isn't it? Yeah. Abner. All right, Abner. Where are you from? I'm taking it you're from America, right? America is the greatest country in the world. You can have your American dream, but you gotta be part of the top 1%. But for everybody else, it's like, screw you. Hello, session head. Stream's just talking all sorts of topics. Open discussion, basically. Oh, Leslie, thank you for the likes. Dollar Slayer says, sorry to hear about your queen. What's that? And about the Queen of England. Hello, cowgirl. I don't really eat pizza. I quite like mushroom pizza, actually. Or Mediterranean pizza, but yeah. What's everywhere's like what, sorry? Yeah. People want to go and watch my channel, then cool, but check it out. Addiction Kitchens here. It's on Ko Young, yeah. I need to look more into it, but as far as I've always probably got some good things to say, but there's one that I need to really look more into, because if I want to look more into philosophy and stuff, then yeah. Let's see some of his quotes or something. Ko Young quotes. So there's one here. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. So it's the whole thing of turning inward, looking inside for answers and stuff, isn't it? And yeah. Hello, I'm a human. Landraver, good to see you. How are you doing? Yeah. I'm gonna do the what is it? Lions accent. Yeah, I'm about halfway through my carving. No, it's not like that, is it? So I'm about halfway through my carving, and it's like, it's like about half. It's about halfway. As I'm from Nottingham, and it's like we say about. Yeah, I'm about halfway. You have a great temper. What do you mean I have a great temper? Hello, Ninia. How you doing? Hello, Venom. Good to see you. Yeah. I was just saying, like, your accent, it's like, to me, like, New Zealand, it's got a bit of Australian and maybe a bit of South African. Is that fair to say? Yeah. So notice there's certain bits of, like, South African similarities as well. It's like that kind of South Atlantic kind of accent, so, yeah. Not South Atlantic, whatever they call it, South Pacific or whatever, but, Southern Hemisphere, I mean. Anyway, Sophia, good to see you. I was a bit, like, negative last night, really. I think it was just with working out so hard, I just kind of, it can really make my mindset go negative. That's the danger of if you go too far with working out and stuff. Might just talk with my boomhauer impression, lol. Keep up hydration, bro. Yeah, gotta drink the water. Gotta drunk the H2O. It's like biscuit. Yeah, we'll dip a biscuit in the water. Oh yeah, bing bong, like very bouncy, very targeted. What are you saying, the accent or something, or? But yeah, hydration. I actually made a video a while ago on hydration, how hydration's really important. It can lower your cortisol levels, because they found that dehydration can lead to higher cortisol levels and stuff. So, what's that? Bottle of water? Yeah, that's like Australian. I was listening to guys from New Zealand. Venom Avenge. It used to be called Venom Effect, but yeah. Well, I noticed you didn't really come to my channel for a while. Like you kind of, I don't know, because that was on your other channel. But I noticed you was connected with a lot of the other, like some of the big channels actually, like D-Bird and stuff like that, and Pulsing Iron. But you said you had some like dealings with him that you kind of fell out for a bit, but. Hi everybody, it's Max from Pulsing Iron, and today we're doing 200 pull-ups, 200 dips, 200 push-ups, and 200 squats. Do this at your own pace. Hello, the stats. How you doing? Good to see you. Do that at your own pace. I'm an open heart surgery survivor, and if I can do it with an open heart surgery, then most of you can too. Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. And then you've got D-Bird, where every time he does a rep, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, pop. Oh yeah, everybody has their own way. That's the thing. I'll have to see what your way is like. What is it that makes you different? You know, everyone has to. This is the thing, right? Find your own signature, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, I think with me, it's like people take the piss out of me because I say I don't know. Because the thing is, I'm not going to be fake and just come up with some bullshit answer. You know, like if I don't know something, I'm not just going to say that I know it. Like a lot of people are just charlatans, right? And they'll just be like, come up with any bullshit answer. Yeah. Yeah, genuine and realistic. But I remember I was telling about like, because you know with the pull-ups, like in order for it to count as a rep, you have to lock out at the bottom. That's the only thing with that really is that I'm English, that you have to lock out at the bottom of the rep, because then some don't really count it as a pull-up unless like especially in like competition settings. So I was just being like pragmatic in that if in order for you to take it seriously, you'd have to like make sure that you can actually lock out at the bottom. But yeah, I actually spent a long time trying to do pull-ups, but only doing partial reps. I would actually be skipping the most difficult part of it, which is not a good idea, because you're going to get most of the benefit from actually getting into that stretch at the bottom. So hard one on the high reps as it dusts your joints. So yeah, that's the thing. I guess it's just about greasing the groove and just improving your strength over time and just perfecting your technique on it. Have you tried the bend in the bar technique and just kind of focusing on your lats more? Because that's what I started doing. I'm just gonna put my phones down in a second. I just need to I've got some food cooking at the moment, so sorry, I'll just be with you guys, but yeah, like the whole thing of this bend in the bar technique. You're not literally bending the bar, but you're imagining bending the bar when you're doing it. It's a way of engaging the larger muscles, because your lats are much larger muscles than your arms, whereas a lot of people, they mess up doing pull-ups because they're putting too much load onto their arms, so like their elbows and the wrists can get all fucked, stuff like that, and the shoulders and stuff. But like if you imagine putting more emphasis into your lats, that can take some of the burden off your arms. So that's something that, because the idea is you want to try and get strong lats so you can get good pulling power, and that can translate to things like being able to do heavier weighted pull-ups and stuff like that, or getting to the point of being able to do a one-arm pull-up or something. So it can be beneficial for that. So just need to put this out, but yeah, so a late night meal because I didn't really get round to it earlier because I was busy. I was actually out doing some exercise earlier, doing a bit of running and some exercise. So yeah, let's just just put it. Alright, I'll be with you guys in a sec. Sorry about that, guys. Just got some pasta. Just been making some pasta, just simple food, you know. Right, I'll put it back down and we'll see what people are saying, and yeah, it'll take a few minutes for it to cool off and stuff, so I'll just see what everyone's saying, but you know, if you believe that you can do the challenge, then you have to just kind of put your mind to it and see what you can do. They say one of the things they say is aim for the stars, because even if you miss, you still can land on the moon. 50 clicks, what you're saying. You said about getting a foam roller. That's cool. Foam roller. Hey, John, English. Yeah, foam rollers. I'd have to look into like the benefits of that and stuff. So is that for like kind of like conditioning and stuff? Yeah, yeah. What's fucking weird right now? I literally just got a suggested account on my TikTok right now. It says suggested account Venom Paints. Can you believe it? We literally have Venom Avenge in the chat, and there's someone called Venom Paints. So just looking up my, yeah. It's good. Again, one of those synchronicities. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but I see a lot of these things happen though. I guess Venom's kind of a common thing. Well, not necessarily. I don't know. It's just, yeah. I mean, there's not that many people chatting, so the chances of that happening right now is not that high. But maybe it's nothing. People try to see meaning in things, and yeah. Says the person that keeps coming to my live and just talking shit. The device is always listening and targeting. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, makes you wonder, doesn't it? So when it hears the word venom, it can then just, it's like it's sort of, yeah, connecting you with that. Hello, JM. How you doing? Yeah, it can listen in and recommend stuff to you. It's taking your data and then sending it out to things that it thinks is relevant. So it's kind of creepy in a way, isn't it? But I guess you could say it can be good in some ways, that it can help you get connected with the right things, like with algorithms and recommended videos and stuff like that. So it can be used for good and bad. Just like anything, it can be used for good and bad. Yeah, the mighty algorithm. I know, it's the algorithm. The almighty algorithm, like you talk about it like it's a god. The algorithm. Praise the algorithm. Yeah. The device is definitely listening. I think it's our new consciousness. Yeah. What are your thoughts on, like, the idea that, like, AI could ever become sentient? Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Like, what do you think that AI could ever become sentient? And how would that work? If it could become sentient, explain to me how that could even be possible. Because I don't think consciousness is something that you can just create through artificial means. Like, yeah, it's like people watch these sci-fi movies and stuff like that and then start to get ideas and think that somehow that's reality. But then again, it's like, things that are happening now, we probably wouldn't have even imagined of 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago, some of it. Like this AI, the way that it's rapidly progressed, the way that it has, like with all the way that we got things like deep fakes and all these different things like AI, like what do they call it, generative AI. Yeah, that shit's crazy. But it can also be dangerous in some ways because some of the results it can come out with can be biased or, yeah. So I've seen some things that, and also it can, it's actually admitted to lying at times even, like things like ChatGPT, for example. But I've heard something about, like, with this ChatGPT stuff that they're having some issues with RAM or something because of all this AI. What are your thoughts on this? So my thoughts are on, like, is this where they're going to start bringing in quantum computers or something to try and kind of deal with that? I don't think so, Brad. I just don't think that it's going to work. Hello, Gravity. Good to see you. Well, yeah, it's technically morning, but yeah. I think the plan is to turn humans into AI. Possibly. Yeah, with the transhumanism and all that. Oh, good to see you, Susie. Not seen you for a few days. Yeah, been trying to, like, crack down on the trolls and stuff, but yeah. But I'm trying to get back into this streaming and stuff. I had to kind of take a step back just to try and... It's all about trying to not get attached to anything is what I try and do. I just kind of focus a bit on videos and stuff, but like the idea is to not get attached to anything. So sometimes it's good to like have a break and just kind of refresh. I think AI will be the internet was made to be a good thing and turn out to be the opposite. Hello, Overy. Well, we're on the internet right now, so I mean it has good and bad things. I think like anything, it's a double-edged sword. Thank you for like, Lisa. AI can have some good purposes as well. I think there's good and bad in everything. It all comes down to how you use it, really. Internet was meant to connect, but I think it divides more. Yeah, you could say overall it has that effect, but you can still try and use it to benefit you. Like, for example, using it as a way to meet like-minded people that you can end up meeting in person. I think that's what it should be used for, as a way to connect people from all over the world and be able to make connections happen that would be a lot harder to make in real life, because it has allowed people with very similar kind of ways of thinking to come together. It's just a lot more convenient in a way, like the way that I can come on here and just connect with so many people right now. So that wouldn't have been possible at one time. So yeah, definitely, Lisa. It's what do you think is the best way to regulate internet for the younger people? Good question. I think like a lot of it should be on parents, to be honest with you. A lot of it, I think, should be about educating the parents and getting them to like put boundaries in place to stop their children from getting abused and things like that, and things like that. Anyway, Ulfie, thank you for the follow. Less human, more technology. Yeah. I mean, there's a thing of like, yeah, I'm about 6'4", yeah. Hello, Nicholas, how you doing? Hope you well. So, what was I going to say? But yeah, with the technology stuff, like, if you rely too much on technology, you can end up losing certain parts of your brain, they reckon. Like, the more creative parts of your brain, that can shrink if you rely too much on things like ChatGPT and stuff. Thank you for the follow-up, Lisa. Where are you from, by the way, anyway? If you rely too much on things like ChatGPT, then you can lose those parts of your brain. So yeah. Anyway, just get rid of that crap. Anyway, Rosemary, how you doing? Hope you well. And gaming gods from India. Oh yeah. So what do you guys think? Maybe there's some good ways that internet can be used. Like, you can find a whole bunch of information online that you would never have access to without, you can go to libraries and things like that, but it's a way of finding out stuff that you never would have found out otherwise. It just makes things a lot more convenient in some ways, but you just have to be careful not to, let it become some kind of like crutch or anything like that. Hello, Rangarang. How you doing? Ryzen. Thank you. You too. What do you think about younger people who can bypass safety control? What is the best way to deal with it? What do you mean? Thank you for following. Thank you for following, Rosemary. So, what you mean, like, is in about parental safety controls? How do they bypass that then, or something? Hello, MC. How you doing? I hope you're well. Good to see you all. So, like, parental safety controls, is that what you're talking about? Parental locks and stuff like that. I don't really know too much about that. I mean, everything on the internet is things we already know, really. We have natural intelligence, but that's getting used less and less. I suppose there is that, but in terms of like research and things like that, it can be good for. But hello, Mars, how you doing? Who are you talking to? I'm on TikTok as well, so I'm on 2 different chats right now. So yeah, I don't know about CERN really, but so why are we on the internet right now then? If we're not getting anything out of it, then what's the point even being on here? I guess. Hello, it's me, Jessa. I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Nice to meet you anyway. Welcome in here. And greetings from Croatia, says Luca. How you doing, Luca? Nice to meet you. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I think it's about understanding and teaching regarding online safety. I do it for my girls. Oh yeah, well that's good then. Yeah, it's important that parents get taught about online safety, I think, because a lot of them are just quite naive and don't know enough about it. So yeah, they need to be taught. I think maybe all parents should go through some course on to keep their children safe and stuff like that. So that's what I think anyway. Like, if you're gonna have children, you should be able to prove that you're responsible. Hello, Luca, because it's a big responsibility to bring your own children into the world. And with all this growing kind of concerns with online and all that, then yeah, I have restrictions on things like Roblox and Minecraft too. Yeah, you got to be careful with these things. Hello, whoever's just joined, welcome in. How you doing tonight? Yeah, I'm on 2 different platforms. Thank you, Luca. Where are you from, by the way, anyway? Nice to meet you. So yeah, yeah, because you get a lot of creeps out there, you know. You got to keep your kids safe. Yeah, there could be some friggin' Epstein kind of person out there, you know, that's just gonna, yeah. At least I'm from the UK. I mean, I guess you know I'm from the UK, right? But yeah, I'm in York. So yeah. But I just don't like how the government's trying to step in and they try and bring in their restrictions, because I feel like a lot of that is just kind of a way to censor things, potentially. Like, they could just say that, oh, this content is, you know, deemed as harmful to children, as a way to try and make it so that people have to sign in to watch it, so that it basically kind of censors it in a way, even if it's not really harmful content, but the government deems it that way. That's where that whole thing could get misused. Yeah, enforcing control, that's the problem, is that when you have the ability to control and have all this power, then, as they say, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. How you doing, Kayla? Good to see you. How have you been? Not seen you for a while. Hope you've all had a good day. Welcome in. Nice to meet you all. Yeah. Hello, Dominic. Oh no, that's not good. Thank you for the hot me, Hansa. Nice one. Thank you very much. First time here. What's this stream all about? We're just here to talk different things. Currently, we're talking about online safety and how that needs to be enforced. Thank you for the gifts, Hamza. Do yogis in India have all the knowledge? I mean, nobody has all the knowledge, right? I don't believe anybody could ever have all the knowledge. I don't think everybody combined in the world have all the knowledge. There are always going to be things that we don't know. Some people want to think they know everything, but we truly don't. We're not even scratching the surface of knowledge that there is to potentially have, because our brains cannot comprehend a lot of the concepts of life, I believe. So, we don't know the scale of everything. We don't know the mechanisms exactly of how everything is and why it is the way it is. We can sort of observe certain phenomena, but we don't understand the reasons why it is that way. Imagine being able to know everything as a superpower. But I'm thinking, would we really want to know everything though? Because I think there's beauty in mystery. Having some mystery. It's for example, right? This is why they say in a relationship, be a little bit mysterious. Because if you're telling them every single thing about yourself, then, and you don't leave any mystery, then that's not so interesting then, is it? Especially telling it right away. Being a little bit kind of, of a little bit of a mystery might be a good idea. because it creates intrigue. Yeah, so that's the thing of like, a lot of people want to like kind of share everything right away, but then you're like left without any sort of wonder. Anyway, true, a lot of people think they know. Yeah, that's the thing with, this is why sometimes science can almost be like a religion, because they want to think they've figured it out in a lot of cases, because they've lived their whole life trying to, put so much investment into a certain theory. So there's a lot of confirmation biases, I believe, in the scientific community, just as well as the religious community. Because they can like be like, oh well, the consciousness is a product of the brain. I would say that the brain, this is my opinion, that the brain is like a transmitter of consciousness, that it turns it into a certain form, but the underlying consciousness exists outside of the brain itself, and it's something that transcends it, is what I believe. But I can't prove that. But the thing is that I think it's just as valid of a theory as just thinking that somehow this consciousness just emerged out of nowhere. And you start to think, hello, man of steel, how you doing? It leaves no room for quantum physics or the unknown law. Yeah, some people say, oh, all that quantum stuff's all bullshit. It's like, but when you just believe that, oh, well, we're just a material beings, like they reduce us down to just being kind of a product of evolution, that consciousness just evolved out of matter. Maciel, thank you for following. But with quantum physics, that doesn't really add up, does it? Because in quantum physics, it would suggest that consciousness must have existed at the start of the universe. Because in order for it to have even existed, someone must have observed it. Because the whole thing of the wave function collapse, that the conscious observer must have been present at the start of the universe. This is a theory called biocentrism. Robert Lanza talks about this. So he's actually he's someone's credible. He's like quantum biologist, so he's got some credentials. So not just some like armchair scientist. Yeah. Yeah, there is some like honest ones out there, and they'll say we don't know. But I think it's a lot of them are these ones that get quite popular, and they have to try and seem like they're really quite. Some of it could just be them. Like they have to try and put on this kind of act like they know everything, like they are, because that's how people take them seriously, is that they have this kind of authority. And that's why I have a problem, because if you're honest, then you don't know everything. But they'll act in a way that they kind of do. Like they're trying to preach to people, but it's like, well, there's certain things that nobody knows. Because it's like there's certain questions that you ask about life, and science cannot answer everything, because, like I said, there are certain things beyond our human comprehension. So in some ways, if you're an atheist and then you're just kind of going down that line of thinking, and you just believe that nothing happens after death, well, how do you know that? Like that is also just a assumption. To assume that consciousness just kind of just because the physical body expires doesn't mean that that consciousness expires with it. And you could say about, well, when you're asleep, then I mean, I could go on and on about this stuff, but basically when you're asleep, your consciousness, I believe, it changes into a different state. You've got like REM sleep and stuff like that, but like depending on the state of your brain, like some people have brain damage, they'll have a different state of consciousness, and they'll it's just that sometimes the brain isn't a very good receiver or whatever transmitter of that consciousness. It's able to transmit it into certain frequencies that, let's say, we experience as visible light, for example, the visible light frequency. But if this kind of like thing is how I see it, is that consciousness is a fundamental part of reality, not just a byproduct of reality. That's how I see it. So, I mean, like, when you're asleep, it's just that the host is not able to, it's not in the same state as, like, when you're conscious, is what I'm saying. But then who's to say that you don't find a new host when this physical body passes on? Hello, Aries, thank you for follow. Because what caused this consciousness to exist in the first place? To believe that there was all this time throughout the universe that I just pop into existence in this body at this exact time. Like, there is no reason to me other than we've gone through a series of different or are going through a series of different experiences, and just to believe that your soul, or whatever, what they say, there's no soul, but your consciousness or your sentience just pops up at this particular time. Like, there's only one sentience that can be mine, and mine just happened to exist at this time in this body, and then it's to be gone forever. I don't know, it's just when you start to think about these things, then, look, Andy, so, like, as in, there are certain things that, you think about it, and then it's like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? But, like, that's your belief. I don't agree with you, but everyone's got their own beliefs. But to believe that it's just that, that you have this infinite amount of time where you don't exist, and then you pop into existence in a blip of time in infinity. So, like, what is that all about? Doesn't make any sense to me, like, to think that, thank you for following me. I'm not saying that there's this biblical God out there, but the explanations that science give, what I'm saying is, it doesn't fully understand why consciousness emerges in the first place. There's a story called The Egg, which is reassuring. What you mean reassuring? What are you talking about? Reassuring in what way? Okay, aviomonics. How you doing tonight, everybody, anyway? How is it reassuring in what way? But yeah, it's just, you can go on and on and on about this kind of stuff, right? And people will never agree. That's the thing. I mean, everyone's got their biases, though, but what I'm saying is that some scientists can have their biases as well. Semi-biblical, there's one soul as we live and perish. That young soul is pushed from body to body. That's what I've actually been thinking, funnily enough. Because don't they actually believe that in some religions about the one soul theory? This is the one that kind of makes some sense, actually, because it kind of ties into solipsism in a way. That when we see other people, that they're not separate from you, but rather another version of you in another lifetime. Because if we think of life as like this, as in like time as like a non-linear thing, then it could be more easy to understand then or something. But like I said, there's so many things that we can't understand, and yeah, there's so many unanswered questions. Because the science will say, oh well, Big Bang happened, and then over billions of years, matter just somehow formed itself and just started creating amoeba or whatever they say is like the original thing that, you know, the amoebas happened and whatever, the microorganisms, that then somehow, eventually over time, it became sentient. At what point and for what reason and why? Like, it just, and if there was no sentience before that, then who's to say it existed whatsoever? Because it's this whole thing of, if no one was around to witness it, did it actually even happen? My atoms will become part of something else when I pass. But what about the actual essence of your soul, or whatever, if you will? That could become part of somebody else, or maybe it is you. Maybe the consciousness is like that you see of somebody else right now. Maybe you go on to their life. You live in their experience. How about that, eh? You experience life the way that, you know, they do. Because some believe that everything is you pushed out. So whatever you experience is just a projection of your own consciousness. So everybody that's in your life is just a projection of your subconscious beliefs or something. And it's all just playing itself out. So that's why they say that if you believe certain narratives, then that can make it more likely to become true. You're just like creating your own narrative as you go. Like the star in your own movie, and you have control over the direction that it goes. Yeah, like manifesting is what I'm talking about. Because someone has been trying to get me into that stuff, and I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Yeah. So basically, like, anyway, bring me. I can't really like do that right now, but I mean, people can talk about neuroscience and stuff like that, but neuroscience still doesn't get to the qualia of like why anything exists at all, or why anything's conscious whatsoever. This idea that without an observer, nothing really exists. So the question is, well, if nothing existed before, say like, say nothing existed at the time of the Big Bang, then how can we say it really existed? But you can say, well, we can see light or something, but that we're looking into the past, but it's like, well, until there's an observer, all you have is just waves of probabilities. So all we're doing is bringing something into existence in the present, because that light that we see is coming into our eyes right now. It's like, yeah, you're saying, well, you're looking at something from the past, but it's like if someone can try and argue that they can see the Big Bang, for example. Well, who can see the Big Bang? You might be able to see the effects of it, but can you actually see the Big Bang happening? They also said we formed from monkeys. If so, why? I mean, I would explain that because that we all come from a common ancestor, is what they say. So I don't agree with that, what you're saying, because I do think that is true, like the evolution stuff. Like, but that's not something that I discount. In physics, cognitive neuroscience will agree matter cannot be destroyed, so your past, what's that? I have to believe because we definitely had some kind of unexplained activity in our home years ago. Oh, really? Yeah. It's like ghosts or something. VDT, thank you for following. Future now will exist. What are you saying about like the Schrodinger's cat thought experiment? I'm live on 2 different platforms, so I can't really get you up right now. Thank you for following, Habibi. So, like, you've got this idea that two outcomes exist at the same time until it's observed. Some call it quantum superposition. I was actually talking about that with someone earlier. Quantum superposition or quantum entanglement or whatever. Not quantum entanglement, yes, quantum superposition. Like you've got like it's like the thing with like quantum computers where they'll be able to solve problems much faster because they can do both 1 and 0 at the same time. So it's going to be a lot more efficient. So I'm wondering is that, because going back to the AI stuff, is that where things are going to get really dangerous with AI? Because if it's able to be a lot more efficient with it, then is that where AI kind of blurs even more with reality? Because if you think things are bad now, wait till you got quantum computing. Is that where things are going to get really dangerous? What do you guys think? I just thought I'd leave you with that thought there. Let's see what... Yeah, okay, Lisa, you take care. BAFTA, I don't know. Someone was mentioning about BAFTA. I don't watch BAFTAs, so I don't know. Yeah, it's already dangerous, but what about with quantum computing or something? Don't you get the odd feeling that when watching old footage from the decades before you were born, they all seem so familiar? What do you mean? You know about like deja vu or something? Not deja vu, I don't know what you mean. Quantum seems like a tool. Oh yeah. As in like it would just accelerate things more is what I'm thinking. Could it get to a point where AI starts to come up with its own ideas without human input? Some say that's where it could get dangerous. Where it could start to come up with ideas that could completely destroy humanity. That's where they're saying like the singularity could happen with like... Yeah. Thank you for the likes, Pans. Some are predicting it 2045 singularity, but it's like you're molded at conception or at birth from a collective consciousness. That's what I'm thinking about, like I see collective consciousness maybe actually oneness, as in one soul, possibly, but just this idea of like, what is real without consciousness? So it suggests that consciousness always must have had to have been around in some form. I don't know, like that's the theory anyway, like with the biocentrism. But again, this is just another theory that's like, it's not really a very mainstream theory compared to say like materialism or something. But yeah, let's see, biocentrism, consciousness at the Big Bang or something like that. Let's see how it explains it. Hello Veronica, how you doing? Our memories are always reorganized by our brain, so what we remember is not truth. Yeah, there's that whole Mandela effect, isn't there? So people remembering things that didn't happen and stuff. Yeah. Let's see what it says. So, biocentrism proposed by Dr. Robert Lanza argues that consciousness is fundamental to the universe and life creates reality rather than vice versa. It suggests space and time are tools of animal understanding, meaning the Big Bang was not a purely physical event, but a phenomenon requiring an observer to exist. Biocentrism argues that consciousness is not a byproduct of physical matter, but a fundamental, foundational force that drives the existence of the universe. Observer-dependent origin. I'm just trying to read this out. It's just I'm on 2 phones right now and it's getting in the way a bit. But hello, Ophelia. How you doing? According to biocentrism, the universe, including the Big Bang, cannot exist without a conscious observer. It suggests that the whirl of information in the mind creates the perception of space and time. Redefining the Big Bang, instead of a purely physical, objective event, the Big Bang is viewed through a lens where observer-dependent reality brings time and space into existence. Limitations of conventional physics. Lenses suggest that standard physics, which treats the Big Bang as an event independent of life, is incomplete and cannot explain the role of consciousness. Quantum mechanics connection. Biocentrism aligns with quantum mechanics by suggesting that reality remains in a state of probability until observed. So, this is what I'm saying, that the whole thing of the Big Bang, and now you could say, well, what's this, what created us? Hang on, what are you saying, Anthony? What's just our understanding, what you're saying? Quantum entanglement is just a physics effect. Two things that can apparently interact faster than light. Yeah. Although, okay. I think I've not read Nietzsche now. The psychiatrist Jung said there was a conscious shared by all, and physics and neuroscience agree, but there's a lot of neuroscientists that would say, like, oh, well, once the physical body dies, then that's it. And they believe that it's purely material, and it's just that your essence that is unique to your individual experience it's just an illusion. It's just something that exists temporarily and something like that. Anyway, but everyone's got their own opinions, haven't they? So matter cannot be destroyed. What are you saying, that consciousness is matter? I mean, it cannot be weighed apparently, but well, some people were saying that they supposedly weighed the soul, but where is the actual energy that is unique to that individual? Is it a code? Some believe that it's a code, like a blueprint to that individual or something. There's actually a theory where when you die, you end up in like deja vu. Not deja vu, like what they call it, Groundhog Day, where you just end up replaying the life over and over and over again in different bodies. They're not like an identical body. Oh, God. That would be scary to think, that I would just have to relive every single thing. Oh, God. What makes someone a good husband? I think one thing is communication and listening and loyalty and understanding. So, yeah. Hello, Krishna. How you doing? So it's just like someone say, oh, well, you know, with like quantum, whatever, they're not quantum. I was hello, Rose, how you doing? Hope you're well. I'll have to get me food, actually. It's going to be going cold, so, yeah, I'll be getting off in a sec, but... Alright, Rose, yeah, nice to meet you. There are a lot of people that postulate that we could be an experiment by higher beings. Yeah, I've heard that theory before. And that kind of makes some sense, in a sense, more than a lot of the religious theories. It almost feels like we're being formed or something. Like we're on just some animal form or something, you know? I don't know, there's just a lot of things that aren't fully explained. There's a lot of theories out there, but like there's a lot of people that are into science, but then they'll say, oh, well, once you're dead, that's it. But to me, that doesn't really explain, like, why is it that I ever came about in the first place? But yeah, some believe that there's only one soul in the universe, and that the soul is split into different experiences. I don't know what to believe. Maybe there is other souls. Maybe they're all part of a unified system of souls or whatever, and that they all separated at some point, and then, but eventually they become back as part of the higher self or something. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of speculation, but there's different religions with different theories on what happens. Why do none of them agree? None of them seem to agree on some. Like you've got the Hindus, they believe different things to say, like the Buddhists and stuff. Hello, Lindsay. How you doing? Yeah. A baddie. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a compliment to a woman, calling someone a baddie. Why do they call it? Why would a baddie be? It's like the invert, like, because when someone is bad to be bad, it's like, I don't know. I don't understand why people use the opposite word to say that. Really sorry. Well, we never touch anything. It's just the brain. Interesting as we have an electrical field around. Oh yeah, I've heard about that actually. But is that actually true? Because then they say that on a quantum level everything's connected. So which is true then? Either everything is connected, therefore everything is touching at a quantum level, or what you're saying is true, that nothing ever touches. So which is true then? Because they say in a quantum level, we talk about quantum physics, that everything's connected. So therefore everything is kind of linked together. Everything has a field, nothing ever touches. Right. So what's in so it's just empty space there and nothing, like there's no matter in that space, is that what you're saying? I don't know, but hello Heaven Chairwoman, how you doing? Hope you're well. If you wire tap your neighbours, what the hell? Why would I do that? Anyway, I will have to get going, but I might come back on it, I don't know yet, but I might just end up going to bed after, but yeah. Oh, Richmond, how you doing? I hope you're well. Good to see you all. But it's good to hang out with you all and stuff, so any more questions? That's good to hear, Heaven. Stay up all night, really? Yeah, I've got to eat something. Yeah, I don't think you guys want to see me eating food, so... Alright, I'll see you all in a bit, guys.